I made dried apple rings, washing the apples I picked from our tree took a lot of time. I had lots of apples that were lopsided or dented, that did not core, peel, or slice uniformly. I got pitifully small and lopsided slices from these apples. They weren't worth the time and effort it took to prepare them for drying or turning into a pie. I didn't want to throw them away because there wasn't anything wrong with them. They were just ugly. The shapes were too odd and awkward to go into the peeler quickly and well. So I made applesauce. These are my ugly apples. I just got them off the deck. Not ugly because they've got black stuff all of them, that's just dirt. But they're ugly because they're just kind of misshapen. They look like a really nasty head. These are all the apples that didn't turn out so well, but they're not good enough to put in the apple core slicer. I'm just getting them soaked and ready to wash all of them off before I make applesauce. Okay, this is where the ugly apples get used. They've been washed, and unlike, so I don't have to worry about going through the whatever. Anyway, just chop this off. Little bites like this. Just careful to go around any bad spots or any spots that the core. I don't want the core in there or any other little dimples and things. So just take these apples and cut them into sloppy chunks. You don't have to be too precise about my chunks, as long as I don't get this. I don't want any parts of the core. So I'll just keep chopping these until I get this completely done. I have a whole sink full of apples, and I'll keep chopping until I get them all done. Okay, inside this pot are some apples that have been cooked on low for about a couple of hours. And you notice they're all smushy and smashed. And the skins have lost their color. They were washed. And from this step, I'm just kind of waiting for them to cool right now, but from this step, I'm going to turn this smashed into applesauce. Anyway, this is my applesauce. I just wanted to show what this is. This is a ricer. Actually, a friend of mine in the neighborhood actually showed me this. I'd made applesauce before when I was a teenager, from a recipe that I'd found on my cookbook. But it was chunky, but it wasn't smooth like the commercial stuff, which is what I was looking for. And so got this at the hardware store, and it's called a ricer. Never heard of this before. It comes with a mallet. Really simple to operate. So I've got apples that are really nice and mushy, all cooked down, along with the skins. I took out the, there isn't any seeds in it. This pan was filled up to the top, but in the cooking process it just went down. I added a little bit of water, not much, just a splash, and then what I'm going to do is just push it through. Okay, as I'm doing this, the applesauce is actually coming out the side. There's actually a little bit more moisture in here than I probably needed to have in here, but it's still coming out the side. I'll just move it into my cup. All right, let me take this just for a moment. Take this out. Set that right there for just a moment. And pour this into here. Applesauce. Just like you'd find in the store, except it has nothing in it besides applesauce, just apples. No sugar, no preservatives, nothing. I have put sugar in the applesauce in the past, just because the first time I made applesauce, I thought it wouldn't be sweet enough if it didn't have sugar in it, so I put a little bit of sugar in it. and it was okay, but I found out when I didn't put any sugar in it, it tasted just as good, and actually a little bit better. I have canned applesauce in the past, but I discovered that when I compared the two different tastes, I preferred the kind that had not been canned, just frozen, because it just tasted fresher. Tasted fresher when it came out of the oven, out of the refrigerator. Canned was okay, but frozen was better if I have to keep it for a long time. I know once you open commercial applesauce, it would get rotten in our refrigerator because nobody would eat it. Couldn't eat it fast enough, so I rather freeze it in small portions, just enough to eat at one meal. This one's getting not too bad. Get this out of here, put this back there, and looking at that, more applesauce going in. Looking good. It's a lot of apples. You know, when I had babies, I used to buy baby applesauce. And I think about that now, I thought, wow, I could have been making my own applesauce for my babies. I'm not sure if it would have been cheaper or whatever, but I know one thing, it would have been better for them than what I was buying them. To say anything bad about Gerber, but somehow or other apples grown on my own tree that have not been sprayed, gotta be better for babies. Just because I don't like plastic, I don't know, just going to freeze it. I'm just going to put it in these glass jars. Just enough for a meal. Oops, need a, oh. It's just enough to eat at one meal. This one, I'll probably eat this one first. Put this in the refrigerator. I'll put it in the refrigerator. So we'll probably eat this one first, and these other two will be kind of backups. And later on, put these in the freezer. And this one, I'll be eating this close to now. They'll be in the freezer, and I don't know how long they can keep, but I don't worry about it because we'll probably eat them.
Well, that's it. If you like these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out my blog at bloomingandrogers.wordpress.com. Thank you.